Welcome to Sideline Theory. My name is Brandon Cheatham here with Michael Lane. We are in the basement. The basement's actually like really moderately tempered tonight. So,
yeah, bro, we started this when it was cold. Now it's hot out here, bro.
Started from the bottom.
And we still have semi-professional opinions
from unprofessional distances.
Still in Brandon's basement.
Yep.
And so we went to the Hawks game last night,
which was a blast.
Got to see Klay Thompson relive Klay Thompson for like 4 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was like a 6-minute spurt in the third where it was like, uh-oh.
And Chris Middleton.
It's hard not to root for those guys too. Yeah. Middleton looks smooth, man. Like old and smooth.
Yes.
He doesn't move
like
very
a dude
fast.
at the YMCA, bro.
But you could tell why he was a great addition to the Bucks team that won it all. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. And then probably the greatest game of Flag's career so far.
Bro, he's Flag's gonna be all right. The thing that impressed me the most about Cooper Flagg was his first step. He was getting by dudes.
We don't have anyone on our team that can. Even Daniels.
No, and yeah, Dyson's great. He had multiple awesome defensive stops. I don't think anybody can really stop Cooper, bro. Like his first step is quick.
The quickness with his size
is crazy.
Yeah.
Like you don't, and how he looks like a little lanky, but like his first step, he was getting by everybody, but he's so young, he doesn't know what to do when he gets in the lane.
So that's the problem. I know we talked about it like at the game. He's so good at getting past the first guy.
Yes. But
the whole first half, as soon as he gets in the paint, he's off his feet.
Yes.
Without a plan. And it's like, later in the game, at the end of the fourth, he started settling, keeping his dribble down.
Yep.
And then he can make things happen there because he's big enough to stand in the paint. But yeah, early on, it's like, dude, he's in the air. You got to rush a pass. You got to figure something else out.
I'm curious to see how they look when Kyrie comes back next year.
Yeah, me too. Especially when they get Luka back. How stupid was that? Like, I get it. It yielded you Flag, but dude.
I know we'll talk about it later, but most likely LeBron because the Lakers are going to win the championship without LeBron, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And another person who might win the championship not being on a team are the Ravens. You know, the addition by subtraction.
Dude, we got to talk about. Okay, let's just get into this. The first segment. Yeah, to your point in the notes, Maxx Crosby. What the heck happened?
Yeah, we were at the Hawks game, and it was third quarter, and you just looked at me, and you're like, Maxx Crosby got canceled.
Yeah, I was looking for Ashton Kutcher. I'm like, dude, it doesn't seem real. Like, huh? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I checked 3 different sources of like people that I follow for NFL news.
So the question is like, what happened with the Maxx Crosby thing? Obviously, we all said this when it happened. Obviously, Trey Henderson was going to get signed. He got signed.
Yep.
It's very interesting. Like I think there's a lot of different layers and thoughts that could go behind.
What do you think happened? We don't know anything. We're not sitting on the inside of these rooms.
I think that the Ravens got buyer's remorse. I think that the Ravens sat back and realized what they gave up for him and just thought it wasn't worth it with Hendrickson still being out there. The fact that Hendrickson I watched the ESPN free agents frenzy and Adam Schefter from the Thunderdome and dude, side note, ESPN, bro, what a terrible job by your editing crews because there were so many mess ups on like the free agent, like somebody had a different team that there. If Schefter's like, that's wrong, everybody. And then they're like on the bottom ticker is misspelling words. ESPN, check the people who are doing your stuff. They're not really working on the fly super well. I was watching all of that.
You're a stickler for details, though. I did like the McAfee flow between
ESPN,
rooms.
bro. You were part of Disney. You got a lot of money.
Fair.
My wife and I just went to Disney. We paid you all a lot of money. Get it fixed. And so
fair point.
Trey Henderson's the number 1 player on the board. I'm seeing all these dudes fill out, but Henderson stays. And then the Max deal backs and Henderson goes right away. It's a very curious thing that happened. For me, I think that the Ravens made out better than they did with Max. I'm curious, if you say that they made out better, I'm going to come at you because you say that Max the Raiders should have kept him. So I think that you would think whatever team Max is on, obviously that team would be better. So if you think that the Ravens are better now, I'm going to be a little shocked.
That the Ravens are better?
The Ravens are better.
The Ravens are not better.
See, I think the Ravens are 100% better now. 14th pick, saving money, he's a little older.
He's a couple years older.
He's a couple years older, but has more sacks than Maxx Crosby has had more sacks in a season than Maxx Crosby at his peak. And so and they keep their 14th pick and next year's pick. They lost 2 picks. They get both picks back and a defensive end that has more production. The Ravens are better now than they were with Maxx Crosby.
Okay, let me rephrase. I'll rephrase that. I agree that they're in a better spot. They're not a better football team, but I think that the results will still be yielded the same for them. This is what I think. I don't know if there's vengeance between these Ravens and the Raiders. This feels very much like, hey, let's go make a splash first. Let's trade 2 first. Let's go get Max. To everyone's point, like, you knew he wasn't going to pass a physical off of surgery.
Well, again, it's the whole everyone. Lou Dort's the dirtiest player in the game. When it's like no one said that. Everyone knew he wasn't going to pass him. No one said
what
that.
I'm saying is,
traded.
yeah, but what I'm saying
obviously
is,
they should know.
Bro, in hindsight, you're coming off of surgery. Yes, you can still accept a failed physical because of the circumstance.
Yeah, and understand that it's going to be failed.
Exactly. Like, but everyone understands, like, hey, if you're looking at it as a black and white thing, yeah, he's recovering from surgery in the offseason. He's not going to pass. This isn't a clean slate.
And it's like, what did the Ravens talk about to Crosby? Like, what did Crosby tell the Ravens? What did Ravens tell the Crosby before Crosby?
So this is what I think happened. The Ravens go, hey, let's go get Maxx Crosby. Let's figure it out. Because they lost some pieces on the defense too, right? They lost an edge to, where did he end up? The Commanders, I think.
Yeah.
They go get the deal done. That's the interesting about this tampering, the legal tampering period is like, hey, let's do all these deals that we can't do yet. That's very interesting to me because it allows for mistakes like this. I say mistakes. You have to assume that's what it is for the Raiders. Because it basically handcuffs you if you're the Raiders. And the Ravens can they can wait it out and go, I think everyone had a fair amount of confusion. I know he didn't have his best season, but Trey Hendrickson is the top-rated free agent available. I think the Ravens went like, holy cow, we can still get him? And we can probably leverage the number because he's still sitting there. And we can keep him in the division. And do we need Maxx Crosby to win this division? Maybe we keep our first-round picks. Right? Because we think we can get probably similar production out of these guys. But is it worth the first 2? So I think them being able to wait this out because you can't officially sign anything until today when this falls apart last night, I think the Ravens just sat around and went like, uh-oh. Why are we giving 2 first?
Why are we doing this?
We don't have to give anything. We can just go sign Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah.
So what I would argue is on the other side, it's real awkward. It's the NFL. I get it. It's a business. If you can settle Max in the spot, now the Raiders become a real conversation piece with the additions that they made with a guy like Maxx Crosby. Because in my opinion, you can't move him this offseason. He's not going to be worth anything. Because now every other team that was in on him, whatever their offer was, I think it went down.
For sure. The issue with the Raiders for me is I think that they're trying to get younger and on a better timeline. By the time Max, in 2 years, Max is going to be done. In 2 years, the Raiders are going to be ready to really ascend. And that's why I think the Raiders miss out hard. I'm wearing this tonight. I think that they miss out hard because with that 14th pick, they were probably going to take Omar, the receiver from Indiana, and they were going to pair Fernando with him. Yeah. And they had the Ravens neck. They're going to have 2 firsts next year, which is going to be another high one with their pick and somebody else's. So I think the true loser in this is the Raiders having to navigate as if it's gone on. It's like I just if a player does it, this is where the NFL and players and contracts are so dumb. Because if Max said, yeah, I'm not going, this would be a massive story. Way bigger than it is right now. If Max was like, yeah, actually, I'd take it back. I don't want to go. What? You can't do that to the team. That. But the team.
And you're not the boss.
Can go and you back at it. Like, I just think it's not the balance of power is so unfair when it comes to the NFL. And I get it. It's what no one said life is fair. Spare me. But it's just so for the Raiders, it really messes their time. I think that if they can get a first this year, I ship him. Go.
Just for a single
Yeah, just
first?
go. To get out, clear my books. There's no animosity. He was nice to them. He knew what it was. They worked together on this.
Yeah.
And so I don't think there's animosity with Maxx and the Raiders, but if I'm the Raiders, I'm trying to get younger, quicker, and I want to get on Fernando's timeline. So I'm shipping Maxx for a first this year and a second next year, a first this year and a third next year, and I'm getting rid of him and I'm moving on.
Yeah, and I think I will echo. I think the sentiment for most, if not all, of anyone that does anything at such a high level, any GM or coach, especially when you're talking about a first-year coach, the number one valuable asset is a pick.
Sure.
Especially the way that you're going to fall into some guys who go in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th with Brady, Mr.
Sixth.
Irrelevant with Purdy. My bad. 6th with Brady.
7th is
Brock Purdy. So I can see them going like, hey, even if we can get a first, like I'm on the opinion of like, yeah, they robbed the Ravens with that. I don't know if I would have given up a two first from the Ravens side
Never.
of things.
I think it was a dumb deal from the
I don't think you're
jump.
close enough there.
No. So we got a minute left. We're trying to stay a little bit on topic. Are the Ravens? Does this change how you view the Ravens? Quickly, does this view how you see the Ravens?
The only thing that's going to change how I view the Baltimore Ravens is we get old Lamar back. Outside of that, I don't care if Derrick Henry is the rushing leader, scores the most touchdowns, wins people the most betting slips of the season. Kyle Hamilton plays healthy the entire year. If they don't find a way to get Lamar back to the point where none of the first defenders make the play,
so you think they're drawing dead for Super Bowl chances?
I don't think they're getting back.
So you said that they need the old Lamar back. I'll tell you, they're getting the old Lamar back. Just the old Lamar. He's old now, and it's not going to work. Lamar, we are both Lamar guys. I wore the jersey on this pod. He's done. He's lost his – unless he comes back and shows – the reports are he doesn't work out. He's not doing this, that, and the other just to keep his body in check. He gets sick the most I've ever seen. He gets sick like my 14-year-old kid, which I don't have a 14-year-old kid at this moment, 15 and 13. And so I used 14 because I didn't want neither one of them to feel targeted.
That's good. That's really good parenting. Yeah, I haven't thought about the fact of like what is Lamar doing off the field. Like we played football with guys who like never were in the gym,
and that works
they
for
were just
a
moment. Yeah, they were God gifted, and
yes.
Then at a certain point, it doesn't matter anymore.
My hot take, and I've picked the Ravens to win the Super Bowl the last 2 years. My hot take: the Ravens will miss the playoffs. The Ravens will miss the playoffs. I'm not in love with the Minter hire. I think that they're trying to keep the status quo. Minter feels like a Harbaugh guy because he's been with the Harbaughs. I think Lamar has lost 2 steps in what made him spectacular. If Derrick Henry keeps going, more power to you, bro. I'm not seeing it. I don't believe in the Ravens this year. Ravens will miss the playoffs. There you go. I'm with you, man. We're both down. We're both down on the Ravens.
I mean, one of those divisional spots will be the Browns, so I'm with you there.
You want to just hit more free agency stuff?
Yeah, let's just talk about just some of the signings. I want you to start with your pick, which you did call this, the whole Linderbaum to the Raiders, making him the highest paid interior offensive lineman in history. Hand me that cord so I can plug your light in.
That's so weird. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, so I want your take on that. Obviously, beat your chest. You got it right.
Yeah, I love the – so now we're just going to do recap to all free agency, anything that's happened. And so when it comes to the Raiders specifically, with the Linderbaum making him the highest paid interior lineman ever, I think that it was a solid move. If you subscribe to the Sideline Theory on TikTok or on Spotify, you know that it came here first, folks. A week before, everybody said, "Oh, that's the best move that could have happened." Yeah, you know why? Because he's trying to protect. We've seen Joe Burrow get his knee taken out. Gosh, we've seen Kyler have to run for his life. Cam Newton get hurt and his career end early. You got to protect the young quarterback. You have to. And so getting Linderbaum was a smart move, a wise investment for the Raiders organization. I really love what they did. They also added Walker. And then they got somebody else, right? The Raiders.
They've added a few pieces.
I They have several.
Kwity Paye, DN.
Naylor on offense. I still think the Raiders need, so they're going to have their quarterback, Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers, Linderbaum solidifying their O-line. I do think that if I'm them, and I think you said this too, I go Maxx for A.J. Brown straight up. That could be a good trade to me. Because if you add a premier receiver to this team, that's an offense that's pretty stacked with an offensive-minded head coach. And so I like what the Raiders are doing. I really love the Linderbaum hire. I put for teams that did love whatever and hate. I love what the Raiders did. I like what they're doing. This doesn't mean that if I love what the Raiders did, and if I'm a Raiders fan, I still want them to just win 3 games next year.
Yeah,
because I want another. You need another.
What you want if you're a Raiders fan is you want Mendoza to be a panned out franchise quarterback.
Yeah. And you want
that's all
you
can want, bro.
You want to be healthy.
Look at all the guys taking the last decade, and I'm sure even before then, of guys that were like bona fide number 1, number 2 quarterbacks in the draft, and it's like they're bagging groceries now, right? So if as long as he pans out, I'm a Falcons fan, so I've been abused forever. If the guy proves he can be a franchise quarterback, I'm in on the rest of it. You can figure the rest out. I love the 2 defensive signings in Quay Walker and Nakobe Dean. Georgia guys taking the Philly model. Those are great players in my opinion. So yeah, I like what the Raiders did all the way around too. We'll see how the Maxx Crosby thing works out. We'll see how it works out. I don't know if Kwity Paye signed his deal. Right, that's an edge guy that they signed. So it could get interesting depending on who wants to do what.
If it's not a bad, say Maxx plays for them, it's not a bad thing. To me, they just have a piece that they are able to do something with.
Yep.
And I don't think that there's animosity between either one of them, like we said before. I think that Maxx is a piece for the Raiders to use to better their organization, and we'll see what happens.
And my hesitation, bro, about I get it. If you can get a first and a next year whatever, take it. I'm greedy, so I'm like, hey, if he can play on a team where we're in some games, maybe he has a great year, and he comes off the season healthy, and his stock goes up. So yeah, I mean, to your point though, I agree with the first-year head coach, the new infrastructure in place. I think most guys would rather have a pick, thinking that they can turn a pick into a franchise player, an all-pro, with development or whatever you think, and they're cheap. That's the whole point, too.
So with wanting a pick, I agree with you. And we're going to talk about this specifically with a team later on that I think did this totally wrong. You're Mr. Raider. You're Brandon Raider Cheatham. And would you rather your team win 2 games next year, be 2-15, have Fernando Mendoza healthy, no Maxx Crosby and extra picks, or be in some games, Maxx Crosby strip sacks, you win a couple games, you go 6-11, and now instead of drafting 1 or 2, you're drafting 8 or 9. Because they're not winning more than that. Are they going to win more than 6 games? That division, they have the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Broncos. To me, you got to move him. Because he is an asset that's going to help you win games. And I know that that's interesting. I'm not saying tank, but I am saying outside of the season, I'm strategically building my team. I'm moving Maxx because he is worth 1 to 2 wins, keeping his team in the game. And so I move him because I want better picks. Coming from what you're saying is you want better picks.
Yep.
So I love what they're doing, but I agree. We both agree they got hamstrung by the Ravens.
I mean, that sucks all the way around, man. And I can't imagine being Maxx Crosby where you've made peace, you've posted your posts, and he's taken it in stride, it seems, on social media himself. But dude, it's your life, and it's we're here one minute next, not the next, and it's I don't know. I'm gonna hit a few that I like, some signings that I really liked. Danny Dimes. I know you said Danny Nichols earlier today, but Daniel Jones back to the Colts, I think was a necessity for them to just give it another go, right?
Okay.
The reports were that he wanted something absurd. Dude,
2 years,
I think
88,
you gotta pay,
up to 100.
I think you got to pay that.
It's honestly not a bad deal.
I think you got to pay that.
He's getting his $50 million.
Yep. He's getting what the reports were, that it was absurd. But you've got to – I think it's easy as a Colt fan, owner, GM, to go, yeah, we were 8-1 with this guy playing very serviceable football. And he played decent football in New York. They had nothing outside of him and Saquon. You couldn't do anything there. So I like Daniel Jones back to the Colts. Give it another go. If he can get back healthy, that's a very intriguing team for me. Go ahead.
Stick with the Colts. So I think the Daniel Jones thing is a positive. I think what they paid for Alec Pierce is a negative. I think it negates it. So that's when on my love, hate, whatever, for the Colts, I put whatever. Because I think that they're making out even. And it's another year of tread on Jonathan Taylor. He popped his Achilles. In football, that seems to be more of a 2-year injury than a 1-year injury. And he's just signed a 2-year deal. So, I mean, I think it's an okay deal. But it's more so like
you're saying it's diluted by the fact that you think they overpaid for Alec Pierce.
Yes, 100%.
The only problem with that is someone's gonna all these guys are getting overpaid. So if you don't do it, someone else.
You remember when Christian Kirk got way overpaid by the Jags,
Yep.
like $70 million guarantees?
Yep.
That's what the Alec Pierce deal feels like to me. Just way overpaid.
And I think you're kind of just pressed into it because if you're a Colt, with all the hype that came into free agency with Pierce, for a fact someone was willing to pay it.
Yes.
So. It's obviously they made their pick on the receiver they liked the most, and then they took that guy and paid him.
So are you love on them? Would you love? So you love what the Colts did?
No, I think it's a necessary trade. I think it's whatever because I'm not sure it moves the needle. You're putting the same guys in the lesser stature because they're Daniel's coming off of an injury. But I don't hate it.
Cool. All right, you can hit another one.
One of my favorite running back signings, Rico Dowdle to the Steelers.
You said that.
Dude, this guy.
You called that.
This guy was incredible. His final year with the Cowboys, he was a very good addition to the Panthers roster. Trust me, I had to see him twice. Yeah, I mean he's just impressive, man. And he's a guy that in both of those situations he was seen as the guy that's splitting carries. When his last year in Dallas and with the Panthers with Chuba Hubbard. But, dude, this guy's a tank.
Mm-hmm.
He's 5'11", 215. He runs like he's 215. I think he's like a Steelers – I'm not super well-versed on the Steelers, but he feels like an old-school Steelers culture guy. And I think they had I still probably put them in the whatever category personally with their additions with the Steelers, but I think Rico Dowdle – gives them what they haven't had
since Jerome Bettis.
Yeah, since they thought Najee Harris was going to be this. He's the guy that I think you can throw the saddle on him and you can figure it out. If Aaron Rodgers is back, it gets more interesting. But I think even if they have to start one of the young guys, that's the best value added to the roster is that you've got a guy when everyone knows they're going to run it who can carry the load for you.
I love you put Steelers in whatever. I love what the Steelers did. I believe them adding Michael Pittman Jr. The Steelers are a top 5 wide receiver duo in the league. And we've gone back and forth on this. You've said, and this would be a fun topic to do later on. But I think that DK with Michael Pittman Jr. led the Colts in receptions and reception yards last year. They just paid Alec Pierce what they could, with Michael Pittman's production. And the Steelers got him on 50 cents on the dollar. And so I really, with Mike McCarthy, every quarterback that's been under Mike McCarthy has had their best NFL season under Mike McCarthy. I don't know if that equates to 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers, but I do love what the Steelers did. And then Caleb Ramon is a huge Steelers guy. I trust him when he talks about the Steelers. He said they needed the Thunder back, and Rico Dowdle's him. And so I love what they did. I want to hit just quickly, AJ, the Eagles. The Eagles have done nothing in free agency. I don't think that that's a terrible thing because they have so many young players that they're going to have to choose and elect and pay, and they've had to pay Jalen and this, that, the other. So they haven't done anything. They've lost several. They lost Reed Blankenship. There's rumors that they might trade Jalen Carter because they were unsure about his character for $40 million a year. With AJ, I don't know if you heard this. They can't trade him until June 1st, or it's a $75 million dead cap. That's why it hasn't been moved. Some people are saying that means he's still going to stay. I think he's gone. I think 100% A.J. Brown is gone to like a team like the Patriots, which we'll talk about the Patriots later. But I do think A.J. will be gone. But with the Eagles, they're a whatever team. It's not a hate. Some people are saying, oh, but I mean, they have so much young talent on that team. They didn't have to spend in free agency.
Do you think they believe they've got enough on the offensive side that if A.J. Brown is moved, it's for a defensive piece? Because to your point, they've lost Reed Blankenship. They've lost Nakobe Dean.
I would say yes, because I like the coaching staff. I like Fangio, and they have aggressive interior defensive linemen that can cause havoc. They were hurt last year a lot of the times with Jalen Carter. So I think the Eagles are in a solid position. They've been to 3 Super Bowls in the last 9 years, won 2 of them. That's a good organization with a great GM and Howie Roseman. So I trust what they're doing in Philadelphia. So that's me hitting the Eagles.
Yeah, I'll just go to. I mean, I hit quarterback at running back. I want to hit a receiver signing that I really like. We talked about this. You actually alluded to the fact that they needed to go get a guy. You suggested A.J. Brown to them, but the Niners going to grab Evans, I think is going to do wonders. Part of this is just watching Mike Evans torch us twice a year for the last decade. Yeah, he's huge. He's aggressive. He's a good blocker. He's going to, I think, open up so many things for the offense underneath where Shanahan sees a guy like that he can use in ways to open up things for other people. And you're also avoiding the whole drama with Ayuk, right? Because Evans is not a guy that's going to play with the franchise. He's already made his money. He's obviously going to make some more with.
Well, he made his
them.
money and then never played again. They signed him and he never played.
Yeah. Oh, I'm saying Mike Evans. Like you're not going to have that. You're not going to have that
Ayuk.
with him, right? He's ring chasing. So I think he's going to be willing to hop on board and do whatever it takes. But that was a receiver signing that I really, really liked.
Yeah, I think it's a good hire for them. I still put it in the whatever category because he is older, deals with soft tissue injuries, and you're moving him right next to the power plant. So if he plays more than 4 games next year, congratulations. And you're coming off a McCaffrey year where he touched the ball nearly 500 times. So with the Niners, I think I'm not in love with it as much as I would have liked A.J. Brown more there. Just with Evans getting older, a lot of soft tissue injuries. Seems like a cursed franchise with soft tissue injuries. So, I think just
a few Toradol shots in the year and just get them going, right?
Dude, I love Romeo. Just you go receiver, I'll go receiver. Romeo Dobbs to the Patriots. I think is a great signing. 3 years,
number
$60 million. That we were talking about for them. Romeo Dobbs is their number 1.
Yep.
Romeo Dobbs is their 1, and his playoff production, look it up, commenters, is a 1. Romeo Dobbs is little, sure. Is Tyreek Hill not a 1? Yes, he has unbelievable speed. Romeo is a solid possession receiver as a 1. Julian Edelman was a 1 for the Patriots when Tom won those Super Bowls. Danny Amendola was a 1 for those Patriots teams. Romeo Dobbs can be a 1 for this Patriots team. He's going to be used the exact same way. Yeah, he wears a funky, dumb-looking helmet thing to keep his head from getting concussed. But Romeo Dobbs is a great pickup at cheap money. If he stays healthy with the Pats, I think it's a great addition for them.
Yeah, I like it.
Did you like the Romeo Dobbs move?
Yeah, I'm not as huge. Yeah, it's like a meh for me.
It's okay, dude. Just
kind of like Jahan Dotson to my Falcons. Like meh. I'm going to hit a couple groups at a time because I don't want to run too far over on the segment. But tight ends, I really like the addition of Likely in New York. Obviously familiar with Harbaugh. I think the athleticism is a major upside. Having a guy like Dart who can create, get out of the pocket, hopefully slide and stay healthy, but also deliver some off-schedule plays to an athlete like that, I think could get really interesting. Another tight end move that I really, really like is the Falcons tagging Kyle Pitts. Maybe our best move of free agency. I mean, I know we signed a kicker and a punter, but really like that we made the decision to stick it out and see what we can do at least for another year. And then with the offensive line, I think Linderbaum is clearly the cream of the crop there. So really, really like that one.
I like the Panthers getting Jalen Phillips. I know they paid a high dollar amount, but I thought that the Panthers should get Maxx Crosby. They got Jalen Phillips. I think it's really going to solidify some pass rush.
Go Canes!
And they're trying to win that division. Jalen Phillips, UCLA.
Dude, Jalen Phillips medically retired at UCLA.
Yeah, and then came to Miami and balled out.
He goes from medically retired to UCLA a 5-star recruit to what was it? 4 years, 120 million.
Yeah.
Not too shabby.
You got more you want to hit? I got
Not
a couple
too
more.
shabby. Yeah, go ahead.
Really love what my Titans did, adding the pass rusher from Denver, the corner from. They added the number 8 and 9 guy on the big board for free agency. Really like what they're doing there in Tennessee to help my guy Cam Ward. I want to hit the Dolphins real quick. I loved what the Dolphins were doing prior to signing Malik Willis. I love what the Dolphins were doing prior to them signing Malik Willis because the Dolphins needed to go 1-16 this year and clear the books, be bad, and take a quarterback. That's what they needed. Malik Willis, just like Maxx Crosby with the Raiders, you're not going 1-16. You're going to go 6-11. You're going to go 5-12. You're going to go 7-10. Congratulations, Dolphins. You're stuck in the middle because you couldn't just accept being bad for a year or two. Granted, you've been bad for a while, but just you didn't have to sign Malik Willis.
Not by choice this time.
Yes, yeah. Like you didn't. I hate the Malik Willis sign for them. I don't hate. I think Malik should have gone to Atlanta or the Vikings. I don't hate the player. I think he's going to do good, but I think that's the problem.
The Dolphins are too far away for it to matter.
Yes, it doesn't matter. I love what they were doing until they signed Malik Willis. Hated that.
The hedge on that, right, is that they're thinking if we can land a guy, if he is a bona fide franchise guy like we think, based on the very limited sample size, the idea is that it's a deep discount. But yeah, I think it's
probably even then it's a 3-year deal. Away. If he hits that, you're signing him.
Yeah, you're still having to pay whatever you're gonna have.
The Rams with McDuffie, whatever to me. I'm not whatever. And they signed Jalen Watson. Good job. You're taking the Chiefs, guys. I do love what the Chiefs did, adding Kenneth Walker, trading McDuffie, and Kelsey coming back. I think that they're doing good. So, yeah, that's my free agency. Anything else from me? I am super curious to see where Kyler ends up. I do think Kyler should go to the Vikings. I think that makes the Vikings a very live team with Kevin O'Connell.
I agree. Yeah, I'm very interested in that as well. I think I'm a little higher on what the Rams did, just because they're really trying to bolster the thing that's
they're going
held
for
them
it
back a little bit.
Yeah, and they're going for it.
So I like the aggressiveness. We'll see what happens and why it pans out.
Let's see if
and why the Chiefs don't want to pay him.
Yeah, let's see if McDuffie can stay with JSN.
But the Chiefs haven't missed a ton with guys they don't want to pay.
No, L'Jarius Sneed went to the Titans. Titans signed him, and he did nothing. So
I will say that.
You want to go to weekly segment?
Yeah, let's hit this weekly segment.
Marry, kiss, kill.
Yeah, kiss, marry, kill. So it'll be win a Super Bowl, lose in the first round, or have a top 5 pick for next season. Again, we're going to go a couple rounds apiece. Mike's going to give me 2 rounds of NFC teams. I'm going to give him 2 rounds of AFC teams. And I'm going to actually stick with the full AFC this time, considering that didn't work at all anyways. But
I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're going to have to go with your Falcons, the Minnesota Vikings, and the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, Vikings, Falcons, Panthers. So clearly the Falcons are going to win the Super Bowl 2026. Stefanski will be Coach of the Year. Tua, Comeback Player of the Year, MVP.
No,
Kyle
darn
Pitts,
well, you are not a
1,500 yards
Stefanski
receiving.
Okay.
Bijan Robinson, Offensive Player of the Year. They're going to take everything. Jesse Bates will probably
Can't
win
wait for you to
Defensive Player of
clip
the
this
Year.
for TikTok.
Super Bowl champion, your Atlanta Falcons, rise up. Losing the first round, I'm going to go with the Vikings. And I'm going to go with the Vikings, and that's fully dependent on my expectations they're going to sign Kyler Murray. And then, pretty much any NFC South team that gets mentioned in this category for me is going straight to top 5 picks, which is where the Panthers will be.
And you did that to the Saints, too.
In the top 5. Yep. They might be 5th, but they're going to be in the top 5, whereas the Saints might have the 1st overall. That's where I'm going.
I think you're really down on the Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, the Panthers, in my true opinion, are maybe the best team of those 3. But
Ted McMillan was way better than I thought he was going to be.
He doesn't like football, doesn't study football, doesn't. Yeah. So that's it. Falcons Super Bowl champs. Panthers in the top 5. Vikings first round exit.
Hit me.
Your 3 teams, AFC. We're going to go with the Houston Texans,
Oh gosh.
the Indianapolis Colts.
Do I get to trade quarterbacks or something?
Whatever you want.
Colts?
Whatever you want.
Man.
Texans,
This is all South?
Colts, Chargers.
Ooh. Well. Colts top 5 pick.
Ooh.
I think Daniel Jones is going to be a year away. Don't know how Jonathan Taylor's doing post a big year. So Colts top 5 pick. Got to keep traditions alive, and prove me wrong. The Chargers are going to lose in the first round because Herbert can't win a playoff game.
Okay.
So
but he's 6'5", 230 and can run and plays in broken hands and everything.
And then I'm going Texans win the Super Bowl.
Whoa!
They're adding Tank Dell back.
Okay.
I think that there's a potential they could add another receiver, like maybe Stephon comes back again.
Yeah.
And then
David Montgomery addition.
And they added Reed Blankenship from the Eagles, played the third most snaps on the Eagles defense. So they're bolstering their defense, even though
Okay,
it's
just
a
a
huge
quick
strength.
aside.
Go.
Pat McAfee did a moment of silence for the exciting whites. The two white DBs
yeah.
from Philly. They had an RIP moment for Reed Blankenship.
He's going to stick out so much in that
100%.
Houston Texans defense, bro.
Yep.
And so I got the Texans winning the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Clip that for TikTok.
Yeah.
All right. The Chicago Bears,
Okay.
the Green Bay Packers, the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
I'll be short and sweet. Bears win the Super Bowl.
Yes, sir.
Seattle first round exit.
Packers miss.
Packers
Top
top 5
five.
pick. Yep.
Not a Jordan Love guy, huh?
You got no contingency plan. You sold him to Miami, so he's out of there. Good luck.
Not a Micah Parsons revenge tour guy?
No, I'm so ready for LaFleur to get out of there, and I think he might be too.
Ooh.
Yeah, anything
hot take.
combustible is the way that I'm taking. Like any
LaFleur and
potential
Kevin
downside.
O'Connell both, if they started over somewhere new. Ooh.
I was fingers crossed for the last 2.5 weeks of the discussion on head coaching and going, can the Falcons sign him, please? But yeah, all pipe dreams at this point. But that's who I'd take. But I like the Bears a lot. I think we both like the Bears a lot. Yeah, it would be interesting to see Caleb Williams in another year in the offense and see what they can do. Last 3 for you, I have your Buffalo Bills,
Not my Bills.
your wife's Kansas City Chiefs,
Oh!
and drum roll,
You
please.
can say the Ravens.
Lamar's Baltimore Ravens.
Ravens top the number 1 pick in the draft. Ravens. I'm not. I'm
Wow.
out on Lamar
With old Lamar.
with not the old Lamar, but just old Lamar. I'm out on the Ravens. Bills win Super Bowl. Chiefs lose in first round. I think that the DJ Moore addition is a really good addition for Josh. James Cook another year in the system. I'm curious to see how the defense looks with just a new ear. Brady being not Tom, but Joe being the head coach. We'll see how it goes. But, yeah, I'll go Bills win Super Bowl. Chiefs lose in the first round. I'm not sold on the Chiefs are going to be I don't want to see them in the playoff type of team. I'm not. We'll just have to see it. And so, yeah, that's mine.
Awesome.
You want to hit the association?
Yeah, I don't hate your takes there either. I'm just thinking about if I would have gone the same, and I think probably. I don't know if they're going to have the first overall pick in Baltimore, but yeah, next segment, I'm going to throw it to you first on this one. Just some NBA games that caught your eye, your thoughts of that. I do want you to touch on Bam Adebayo's performance with his, was it 83?
Yeah.
83 last night. So yeah, some recent games that caught your eyes, your opinions on it. We'll see if you bring Wemby back up.
Oh, 100%. With the Bam piece, Bam scoring 83 points is good, and it's like that's great. It wasn't in the flow of the game. The fourth quarter and I get people are now bringing up like that happened with Wilt's 100-point game too. I get that didn't happen with Kobe's. It didn't, and so Kobe's was much more in the flow of the game. Now at the end, was he pat statting? At the very end of I think he was up 15 with like 4 minutes left or something, and Kobe kept scoring like 11 more points, but whatever. Bam, they're literally fouling while their team's up 40. And it's like, bro, like he shot the most free throws in the history of the game. It's just weird. Now, instead of like Wilt, Kobe, you have to throw Bam Adebayo in there. It's just a weird – I know you're a Heat culture guy. You're on
All
the
I'm
Heat.
saying is like, hey,
So-
dude, hey, if Bam can score 83, they can probably beat you in the playoff series. I don't know. But I agree. Like, it's not as lavish as those guys. It's not Kobe. Kobe is so electrifying that every bucket is a highlight. When you have 43 points, was it 43 points or 43 attempts?
I think he was like 36 for 43, 38
When
for
half
43.
of your points are from free throws,
It's
like
crazy.
it's just a little.
And like he shot 7 for 22 from 3. Kobe shot 7 for 13. It's like and he did it against the Wizards, who they're starting 5. Their average age.
But
was
I will say, bro,
21.
like, hey, you're in the book now.
Yeah, congratulations.
No one can take it from
But to
you.
me, it's not anything that I'm gonna remember and tell my kids about. Like
That's fair.
I talked to him about Kobe's 81, and so good job, Bam. The Heat are. I mean, they beat the Wizards, whatever. I like what we saw from the Hawks last night. We got to go see Atlanta versus Dallas. Really like what the starting 5 for Atlanta in the beginning of the game, the start of the second half, outscored the Mavs like 40 to 10. The starters did, and so the starting 5 is really good. Don't know about the Hawks' height. Don't know if that's gonna maybe affect them in the playoffs. But I do think if they have a healthy Kuminga, they got a puncher's shot to beat really anybody in the East. I think that they're a bad matchup for the Cavs because of Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, and Donovan can just get you 45. I think interesting. I don't know where you're going, but the Spurs beat the Rockets, and not just beat the Rockets, manhandled the Rockets. Wemby looked great. Last night, you had the Wemby and the Spurs against the Celtics. The Jaylen Brown thing happens. He gets ejected, and Wemby ends up scoring nearly 40, shooting great from the field and doing his defensive thing. Again, I don't know if you polled, if all the teams got a call from the Spurs and said, hey, give me your best player, I'll give you Wemby. What team say no? Maybe the Nuggets say no for Jokic. Jokic for Wemby straight up right now. I would take Wemby. Right this second, I would take Wemby over. If the Nuggets got called, it's like you're restarting. You're not even paying Wemby. He's so young. He's much younger than Jokic. Jokic seems like 4 years and he's done. Maybe Oklahoma City with SGA. Obviously, you wouldn't like if. And I just
So you're going Nico Harrison if you got Luka?
But that's how it feels if you're Wemby. Like to me, if you trade Wemby, you're Nico Harrison. Like to me, there's no one that is more valuable to his team and the future organization than Victor Wembanyama, and because he's the best. He's the best. There's nobody off limits. If they called the Lakers today and said, we will trade you Luka for Wemby, the Lakers are doing it in a heartbeat.
Okay, well, that's the first time that I'll come to your side on this. The most valuable to his organization, absolutely.
Any organization.
Absolutely. Because he's the youngest.
Is Victor Wembanyama.
By far. Right? So I can get on board with at least that part of it. That, yeah, strictly based on age alone, you probably take the 7-footer with guard handles. Like, he's 22.
The 7-6er.
Fair. Yeah. So
he's just the best player in the league. I think it's not up for debate anymore if you watch the games. Like he is a freak. And it's like when I talk about his defense, it's like, oh, you're just talking. No, like it's all encompassing. The man blocks your shot while guarding someone else, goes down, hits a 30-footer, comes back down, steals another one, then goes down. Like he's a cheat code. And so they beat the Rockets, they beat the Celtics. Again, but I say all of that, I'm not sold on them in the playoffs because 7-game series, you're seeing them every single game. We'll see how it goes with the physicality in play. How the Knicks beat them a week ago or a week and a half ago. So that's one of my biggest takeaways. Again, is just Wemby is a freaking cheat code.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree with the take that he's the best, but I can't invalidate his value or his ability. I'll just hit on the quick game. That was awesome. We got to go watch the Hawks last night against the Mavericks. Cooper Flag, generational effort for the Hawks. Klay Thompson had the flurry in the third, which was cool. Him and Middleton, figuring it out, the old guys, which was still cool as a Hawks guy. Probably cooler because we were ahead the whole time. I think a potential play-in of the Hawks and the Hornets will be cool to watch. We'll see how that goes. I think that Atlanta could still be competitive there with the big situation. I tend to agree. Once you get into the upper echelon of the East, you don't have the bigs to really have a solid shot. Depending on matchups, you got a chance though. What I will say, a few of the games that I've caught recently that really have made an impact. Got to watch the Thunder
Nuggets
and the Nuggets,
game of the year.
which, yeah, it's like another flagrant by the dirtiest player in the game. Which was like he's fighting a screen and like threw his arm back. I don't know. I've never played guard in the NBA, so I don't know if that's like a normal move, but yeah, smacked Jokic in the face. And at first it was like Jokic just flopped, and then they showed the other angle and he just annihilated his face with his forearm. That the inevitability, like it was so back and forth at the end. The Nuggets hit a three. They're foul. Jamal Murray's fouled. Jokic hits the three, but they're running through the screen. So it's a 4-point play to tie it. And then you go, oh, the Nuggets hit that. They're winning this game. And then SGA just comes up with two big answers, back-to-back possessions, dagger three. So, yeah, that was pretty fun to watch in real time. Again, like two of the top teams in the West. So just cool to watch that. Also, the Lakers Timberwolves. I mean, that I'm a Lakers fan, but that is getting to the point to where I'm starting to question. It's going to sound crazy. Are the Lakers better without LeBron out there? It just looks
Lakers
so much
10
more
and 2
fluid.
now without Braun, with Reeves and Doncic playing.
Dude, and yeah, it's like it just feels so much different. It just feels more fluid. That's the only way I can really describe it watching it. I don't think anyone would say that not having LeBron is better for your team, but I will say, like, just watching the Lakers play against the Timberwolves, and it was pretty much, it wasn't really in question the entire night. But yeah, I think it gives space to Luka and to Austin Reeves to step up and maybe not feel as much pressure. I mean, I can't imagine the type. Maybe Luka's established himself and Austin has too, but like you're still playing with LeBron, so I don't know the effect of that on your mental. But yeah, like Austin and Luka both went for 31. They're like playful teammates with each other.
Mm-hmm.
They're obviously younger at similar stages of their career, where LeBron feels kind of like the old grumpy guy who probably causes some pressure. So yeah, that was my takeaway from that is like, hey, the Lakers could get scary, but I don't know if they're scary with LeBron, which is crazy to say.
I think that throughout the flow of the regular season, not having LeBron is fine. In the playoffs, I think he's going to fit right in. I think that he is a playoff mode guy.
That's
and
fair.
His IQ is so smart that he will make it work in the playoffs.
Yep.
So
and you're about to have a few games in the playoffs where he's got the hot hand, and then it basically gives three guys you have to respect.
yeah.
So yeah, I can get with that addition too. But yeah, it was just cool to watch that. The Lakers were, I would say, pretty dominant.
Hey, bro, the association's starting to kick off.
Yeah,
man.
and Ant played horribly, so I think he was like 2 for 15. We'll bump into our next segment here.
Last segment.
Yeah.
Athletic feat of the week. We did this, hopefully, bro, if we go fast, under an hour.
I'm going to let you kick this off.
Athletic feat of the week. I've given you some really good ones to think about. I'm going to stick with my, a little bit of a trend. I'm going with the Miami Hurricanes for the athletic feat of the week. They landed a 5-star receiver, Nick Lanier, for the 2027 class. The Hurricanes are going to add him, and hopefully this spurs them being able to add a kid, Matthews, the top O-lineman in the country. Miami just added Jackson Cantwell, who's going to plug right in at right tackle, maybe even left tackle. And hopefully this adds Matthews. I believe he's at St. Thomas Aquinas, and so right in Miami's backyard. And this could spur Miami to a top 5 recruiting. They haven't had a top 5 recruiting class in nearly 25 years, probably 25 years. And so, athletic feat of the week, Mario Cristobal, Miami Hurricanes, Nick Lanier, welcome to the U, baby.
That's a great take. I'm going the Paralympics.
Nice.
Oksana Masters. She got her 11th Paralympic gold medal.
In what event?
Redemption. It was the sprint sitting discipline in para cross country skiing.
Whoa.
Cross country skiing in the not Paralympics and the regular Olympics is like exhausting to watch. This is more exhausting to watch. You're strictly your upper body.
All arms.
And she had finished second in the event 4 years ago. And her rival was like 40 meters ahead of her into the final ascent. You're finishing on an ascent. And she overtakes her to win gold.
That's awesome.
But yeah, like the Paralympic stuff, the stuff that I've seen of it, and I know there's some chatter online about like they're not getting the television, they're not getting the views of the regular Olympics. Yeah. Obviously, this stuff is crazy impressive. So yeah, Oksana Masters. She's also the most decorated Paralympian in history.
Let's go.
So yeah, I think her total medal count's like 21. So. That's my athletic feed of the week.
Let's go. Shout out. Hey,
perfect
good pod, man.
Were we sub an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's hurry up and end it. Bye.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Email us, sideline.theory.podcast@gmail.com. Email us questions.
Yep. Or send hate emails to Mike about how Wemby's not the best in the league. Either of those will go. Catch you guys next week.